Heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by Pirates Fest 2022. Stay in the know. Get the full event lineup at piratesfestcayman.com.
Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Monday, the 7th day of November, 2022. Right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands, we hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, and some of the roads are wet this morning as well, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, if you do so, then the life you save may be your own. Also want to remind you that you should use your indicators whenever you are negotiating a roundabout, or if you're turning into a street. Don't wait until the last moment to put your indicator on. Do it well in advance so that the other drivers around you will know exactly what is happening as well. And in the absence of signage reminding you of the need for you to use your indicators, please remember to do so. We know that the National Roads Authority, they're working diligently to ensure that signage that the appropriate signs are posted for you to see as well. And we know that there are many out there in the community, including Miss Sharon Ebanks, who are advocating, those persons are advocating for more signage to be placed as well. Those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday, and we'll talk more about that later on. But also to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs are proudly brought to you by life insurance agent Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center. And he reminds you that don't take chances with your family's future as well. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that the memories of your loved ones will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times as well. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. And we want to send out our sincere condolences to the family of Mrs. Janet Borden, who passed away on on the weekend as well. I think she passed away yesterday morning. So condolences go out to the family of Miss Janet Barden as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, again, it is the beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261. Follow us on YouTube. You do that by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream, and of course we're on Facebook as well. So let's see those persons who are celebrating a birthday today. Leanne LeMay celebrating a birthday. Charlotte Roberts also celebrating a birthday. Georgette Watson and Kevin Shareeves. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kevin Shareeves. They're all celebrating a birthday today. Did I mention Amy? Let me make sure that I get that right there. Amy. Boop, 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 boop. We'll have that last name for you in a jiffy. We will have that last name for you as well. But those, and belated happy birthday greetings to go out to Mr. Craig Marin. He celebrated a birthday yesterday. And Miss Sherry Ann Smith also celebrated a birthday yesterday. So belated happy birthday to them as well, all of their friends and on their social media platforms. We were giving them big shout outs yesterday, so we hope that they enjoyed themselves immensely yesterday as well. So Amy James is also celebrating her birthday today. So let's go back over those names, persons on Facebook who celebrate, that we know who are celebrating a birthday today. Amy James, Leanne LeMay, Charlotte Roberts, Georgette Watson, Kevin Shareeves, Delcia Ebanks as well. So happy birthday to all of you, and to remind you that the For the Record birthday shoutouts proudly brought to you by life insurance agent Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center, and he reminds you, don't take chances with your family's future. Okay, let's share some news with you. Information coming from our government agencies. So this one is about the annual Remembrance Day Sunday ceremonies. This, you will probably hear it on our bulletin board as well, but we will also share it with you. So Remembrance Day ceremonies will take place on Sunday, the 13th of November. That is this coming Sunday, followed by a public holiday on Monday, the 14th of November, in observation of veterans who lost their lives in the line of duty. The Grand Cayman ceremony will be held at the Cenotaph outside Emsley Memorial United Church in Georgetown, which will also be streamed live on CIG TV channels as well. So The ceremony will be held at the cenotaph outside Emsley Memorial United Church in Georgetown. And if you're unable to attend in person, it will be streamed live on CIG TV channels as well. The Cayman Brac ceremony will take place in front of the War Memorial Cenotaph in Stake Bay. All ceremonies are open to the public and will start precisely at 10:45 a.m. Attendees and participants are asked to be assembled and seated by 10:30 a.m. Public is being asked to be mindful that road closures around the events will occur to ensure safe passage of the parade as well. So you will find barricades are placed on those streets in the vicinity of where the event will be taking place, either in Grand Cayman or in Cayman Brac. Individuals or religious organizations that wish to pay their respects by laying wreaths at the cenotaph or the War Memorial, you should email protocol@gov.ky by today, Monday the 7th of November, to let them know of your intentions as well. Of course, plans have to be made for that. The person who will be laying the wreath, they will need to know who that person is, and of course everything is done in order, probably in order of precedence as well. So individuals or religious organizations, if you wish to pay your respects by laying a wreath, then you should contact the protocol office at protocol@gov.ky by today. And everyone attending the ceremony, you're encouraged also to wear a poppy. Donation for poppies are encouraged, but they are discretionary. Donations are used to assist veterans or their widows to ensure that they receive the help they need to live with comfort, dignity, and appreciation. If you want poppies, you can collect them at the Government Administration Building in Grand Cayman and the District Administration Building in Cayman Brac as well. So, Sunday, the 13th of November, the Remembrance Day ceremonies will be held, Grand Cayman and in Cayman Brac as well. You will, of course, have most, if not all, of the uniformed services represented there as well. And it is customary for representatives from churches throughout the island to attend the ceremonies as well. And many of them, after attending the ceremonies, may return to their respective churches for their church services as well. I remember in my day, I attended the Church of God Chapel, which was less than a quarter mile from Emsley Memorial Church. I would, if I was part of the Cubs or the Scouts, wear my uniform, go to the parade, and then return to the Chapel Church of God for, by then Sunday school would have been over, but if we were required to attend the church service as well, and we would do that. So I believe it is customary for persons to continue to do that as well. These are observances that go back a long, long way, and it is good for us to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice of their lives to ensure that we are able to live in a democracy. Unfortunately, not all persons find themselves in that, and it remains a constant battle to ensure that individuals, populations are free and not under the control of dictators or oligarchs or whomever. Folks, we have to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue. We will talk a little bit about government's decision to waive the duty for energy efficient products in the Cayman Islands, entering the Cayman Islands. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
While the Cayman Islands has long been a maritime abode, it was under Commissioner Alan Cardinal that the pastime of yachting or sailing would come to pass. Commissioner Cardinal started his post in the Cayman Islands on February 14, 1934. In January 1935, the first Cayman Islands Regatta was held in Georgetown, with boats participating from Cayman Brac. Commissioner Cardinal had foreseen that the islands were capable of showcasing their excellent shipbuilding and sailing talents in organized competition, as a means to attract international investors. With the assistance of one Edmund S. Parsons and Lieutenant Colonel B.P. Dobson, Commissioner Cardinal would form the Cayman Islands Yacht Club. In a sign of genius, the Yacht Club was also used to reform the local Boy Scouts, but as Sea Scouts serving in Georgetown and West Bay. By 1937, the Cayman Islands Yacht Club boasted 134 members, with 150 Boy Scouts and Cubs.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza is Saturday, November 26th. Your ticket, your chance, your prize. Grand prize $40,000. Second prize $4,000. 6 $1,000 prizes and more. Get your $25 tickets now through Rotary Central members, Rotary Central ticket sellers, eventpro.ky, or WhatsApp Rotarian Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brac at 916-7310. The Rotary Music Extravaganza at Salty's Grand Harbor. Performances by Heat, Fabulous 68, and CNB. November 26th, you can be the winner. Proceeds fund Rotary Central Community Projects. Rotary Central NPO number 232. Rotary, all the good you imagine.
And the whole island is one big party, party, party.
Grand Cayman Pirates Fest is here, taking over Seafarers Way. Saturday, November 12th, Georgetown events start at 1 p.m. with the cardboard boat race and water mermaids showcase. The pirates storm the streets at 3 p.m., followed by the float parade, national song and heritage costume competition, and fireworks show at 9 p.m. A full Saturday of thrills for the entire family, including 8 hours of food festival. Saturday, November 12th, the party takes over Seafarers Way. Afternoon till night. Come for lunch, party a bunch, and pirate the night away.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross, now Advanced Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
With costs and insecurities rising, staying grounded and focused is what your family needs. Life insurance covers your family and mortgage protection. Peace of mind is mental health awareness.
Life insurance, the sure way to protect your family. I'm Michael Webster. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Cayman Insurance Center, protecting you and your family so you can take back your future. I'm Michael Webster. Let's discuss your peace of mind today. Call me at 925-5433. Think life insurance.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Before I share with you the news about the duty being waived for energy-efficient products entering the Cayman Islands, we want to say that Mr. Rohan Smith is celebrating his birthday today, and happy birthday greetings are coming from your wife, Patrianne. So, Mr. Rohan Smith, happy birthday greetings coming from your wife, Patrianne, today. And we hope you have a enjoyable day, whatever you do. Remember to do it in moderation as well. So, folks, this is a press release that was issued trying to find the date, but I'll tell you that after. Okay, so it says that the Cayman Islands government recently approved duty waivers on several energy-efficient devices and building materials. Once an amendment is made to Schedule 1 of the Customs and Tariff Act, then duty will be set at 0% for spray polyurethane foam insulation, polyurethane foam sheets, low E-film for windows, smart thermostats, and smart home energy monitors. The release goes on to say that the Minister of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency and Premier, Honorable G. Wayne Patton, said the duty waiver will support ongoing efforts to mitigate the cost of living crisis by making it easier for Cayman Islands residents to install money-saving energy efficiency measures. And then there's a quote, making your home or business energy efficient is one of the simplest and most cost-effective ways to save money on your monthly electricity bills. With proper insulation and smart energy devices combined with careful monitoring of your energy consumption, you can bring down your energy costs significantly and reduce your carbon emissions, Mr. Patton said. Goes on to say the Cayman Islands government is cognizant of the worry surrounding escalating costs of living locally and globally. This duty waiver on energy efficiency products is one of a number of steps we have taken to support local incomes and contain costs. Again, a quote from the Premier. Since August of 2021, the Cayman Islands government has introduced more than 24 different initiatives to assist those significantly impacted by increased costs of living. Some of the cross-ministerial initiatives over that period include, but are not limited to, reducing service fees for seniors, removing duty on essential items for infants and seniors, increasing funding of scholarships for advanced specialized tertiary education, the electricity relief assistance package to provide a fuel cost credit for all residential customers with monthly consumption between 101 and 2,000 kilowatt hours to cover the highest consumption months of July, August, and September, and the extension of the pension holiday until the end of September. Deputy Premier and Minister responsible for Finance and Customs Duty, Honorable Chris Saunders, is quoted as saying, "We have introduced cost savings measures in areas that make the most meaningful impact in people's lives. One of any family's most important and vital expenses is your utility bill. We need electricity to keep our homes at a comfortable temperature, to chill and preserve our food, to cook our food if we have electrical appliances, to wash our clothes, and to have lights so that our kids can do their homework. Oftentimes, people do not make long-term cost and energy-saving changes to their homes, such as foam insulation and smart thermostats, because they believe they cannot afford to. This initiative will help individuals and families make the investment in energy-saving materials that will help them save money over the long run." The release goes on to say that the duty waiver will be offset by an increase in the customs tariff structure for the importation of gold bullion into the Cayman Islands. Senior Policy Advisor for Energy, Kristen Smith, with the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resilience says enhanced energy efficiency measures have real and lasting impacts on the cost of living for local residents. The energy efficiency products identified in the duty waiver can have a significant impact on your monthly bills. Proper insulation is essential to reducing energy costs, while smart thermostats and home energy monitors can help you see where electricity is being used and make informed decisions, such as using less electricity at times of the day when your home or business is not occupied, she said. To help home and business owners save energy and money, the ministry has provided a series of do-it-yourself energy audits to help identify potential problem areas in your property and highlight opportunities for increased waiver efficiencies. And you can visit energy.gov.ky to access those free resources. And that is good news. And we hope, like for instance, foam insulation of your attics and that can be extremely expensive. So we hope that those reduction in a removal of duty waivers, that those savings will be passed on to the consumers, and it will be visible as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation will continue. We will have an open line for you to converse with us, a dialogue with us, so please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor, and studio time by Price Right is 8 o'clock.
This Black Friday, Priced Right is going bigger.
And it starts with a chance to win big in our Black Friday fortune.
You can score a $1,000 Priced Right gift card just by subscribing to Know Our Deals First.
Entering is easy. This month from the 1st to the 23rd, visit PricedRight.ky to subscribe and enter.
Or head to Instagram or Facebook at Priced Right K-Man for details on how to win.
You have everything to win
and nothing to lose.
Live better for less with a $1,000 Black Friday fortune at Priced Right.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman-Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carson Lee Fuller. It was a relatively short agenda for Cabinet's October 25th meeting. During this session, they approved the National Conservation Alien Species Regulations, as well as 2 businesses to get an opportunity to make an application to the Grand Court for restoration to the Cayman Islands Register of Companies. With regards to lands, Cayman's leaders approved the purchase of land in East End, and they advised that approval be given for an easement over Crown land in Cayman-Brac. During this meeting, Cabinet was updated on the Civil Service Engagement Survey, which was launched on October 24th. They were also given a briefing regarding the Cayman Islands Seafarers List and plans for the Seafarers Park. Residents are reminded to get their bulk waste ready for pickup as the Department of Environmental Health begins its annual bulk waste collection in West Bay today. DEH Solid Waste Assistant Director Michael Howarth.
We are urging residents to prepare and separate their items ahead of our crews collecting bulk waste in their respective areas. A collection schedule has been designed to dedicate an entire week to each district in order to maximise time and resources. Our solid waste collection crews will be out from Monday to Saturday for the next 4 weeks to achieve this goal.
Georgetown will begin on November 14th. Residents have also been reminded that household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews can be placed on the roadside where it's easily accessible. Metal and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Don't obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction, demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics someplace unsafe. And 78 Caymanian high school and college students have completed a competitive internship program aimed at providing them with practical experience in the field. The Health Services Authority Summer Student Internship Program ran from June through September and offered interns varying placement timeframes from 4 to up to 8 weeks and in departments across the organization, including information technology, pharmacy, molecular biology, and other areas depending on the student's interest. The HSA Summer Student Internship is offered yearly to high school and university students who are Caymanian or have the right to be Caymanian and are at least 16 years old. Also, it helps if they have a genuine interest in learning about the healthcare industry. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Debbie Russ. The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has warned world leaders gathered for the COP27 climate summit in Egypt that we are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator. China's leader Xi Jinping is a notable absentee at the Sharm el-Sheikh summit. Analysis of satellite images carried out for the BBC shows that more than 1,500 new graves are at a mass burial site on the outskirts of the Russian-controlled Ukrainian port of Mariupol. Witnesses say they've seen the Russian authorities removing bodies from the rubble of destroyed buildings and taking them away for burial. Ethiopian army commanders are meeting Tigrayan rebel leaders in Kenya to discuss how to implement a truce struck last week. The 3 days of negotiations will focus on disarmament and the restoration of humanitarian aid. Police in the Philippines have accused the head of the prison service, Gerald Bantag, of ordering the murder of a prominent journalist last month. Percival Mabasa was shot dead in a Manila suburb. The world's biggest producer of iPhones is reportedly aiming to resume full production at its biggest Chinese factory by mid-November. The compound was locked down to comply with China's zero-COVID policy. A standoff is continuing in southern Italy, involving the country's new right-wing government and charity-run ships that are trying to get clearance for migrants they've rescued to disembark. The Iranian football authorities say they're planning disciplinary action after a breached soccer player made an apparent gesture of solidarity with ongoing anti-government protests during an international final in Dubai. Saeed Peramoon was seen mimicking cutting his hair. The new boss of Twitter, Elon Musk, has announced plans to crack down on users setting up accounts that parody others. Profiles which fail to disclose their account as a parody will now be immediately suspended. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Town. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
After a storm, be sure to immediately report any broken or damaged water mains to the Water Authority. Our emergency helpline is 946-HELP. That's 946-4357. For more useful hurricane preparedness tips, visit the Water Authority's website at www.waterauthority.ky or follow us on social media.
Pirates Fest. A little bit of old, a little bit of new. The evolution of Cayman's Pirates. A little bit of fun for everyone. Grand Cayman festivities from November 10th through the 20th. 10 days, 33 events. From happy hour parties, cardboard boat races, the Trial of the Pirates, float parade, national song competition, pooch parades, races, fireworks. So many fireworks. Pirates Fest is here. 33 events, 10 days, November 10th through the 20th. Stay in the know. Get the full event lineup at piratesfestcayman.com.
Fire, raging through Church Street, bright and little Cayman, putting on some heat.
Hello, Cayman Islands. This is Carly Davis. Come and enjoy an evening of and praise at Cayman Gospel Fest on Saturday, November 19th at the Lion Center. Come see Cayman's best performers and church choirs. My band and I will be there. Admission is free. See you Saturday, November 19th at the Lion Center with Cayman Gospel Fest. You cannot afford to miss it. Yes, come out and let's have fun together.
Brought to you by the Progressives, celebrating 20 years of service to the Cayman Islands.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... oh, whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 83%. The barometric pressure is 29.86 inches and rising. The wind is out of the northeast at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 77 degrees. Synopses indicate light to moderate northeasterly winds and slight seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as subtropical storm Lisa moves west near the Bahamas. Radar images show isolated showers over the Cayman area moving southwest. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida is issuing advisories on subtropical storm Nicole. This system poses no threat to the Cayman Islands. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Winds will be north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 7 minutes past 9, low tide this afternoon at 12 minutes after 3, and a high tide again tonight at 8:27. The sun will set this evening at 5:48 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:30. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Thursday evening as subtropical storm Lisa moves over northern Bahamas. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcave, where people come first.
Head east on Cove Road. Sharp left on Church Street. Sharper left. No, your other left. Did I say left? Nope, you missed it. Okay, I'm lost.
With money-saving bundling options for home and motor, we're like a GPS that doesn't steer you wrong. CG Britcave. Good like that.
Let's stop and ask for directions.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Top of the morning to you. Let's take a look at traffic. Busy traffic coming off of the Esteli Tibbetts Highway, and busy traffic on the Linford Pearson Highway as well as on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. Eastbound traffic is moving along moderately on Cool Road. North Sound Road steady but flowing traffic. Owen Roberts Drive light to moderate traffic flow. And as we look to the West Bay four-way stop, traffic flowing at a good pace. Into Georgetown on Shedden Road looking pretty good. Out of Georgetown, moderate flow of traffic on Shedden Road. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue traffic is moderate in both directions. And coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic off of the Linford Pearson Highway on Agnes Way. Slight delays expected. And that's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Remember, click it or ticket.
Subway makes it easy for you to stay on top of your health and wellness goals with our Fresh Fit menu options. Choose from 5 Fresh Fit Subway sandwiches with only 450 calories or less per 6-inch sub. Turkey breast, veggie, oven roasted chicken, Black Forest ham, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, or make your 6-inch Fresh Fit sub into a salad or wrap prepared with fresh vegetables. For a full menu and nutritional information, visit subway.ky. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue policies when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call Michael Webster today at 925-5433 or Denise Brown at 814-7229. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Michael and Denise today at Cayman Insurance Center.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
The Department of Environmental Health would like to advise West Bay residents to get their bulk waste ready for collection from November 7th to the 12th. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the West Bay bulk waste collection from November 7th to the 12th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Team at 949-6696.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have no guests in the studio, so we have an open line for you to call in. Our toll-free number, provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord, at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261. Or if you don't want to do all of those things, then you simply follow us on YouTube. You do that by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream, and you can also follow us on Facebook as well. Meanwhile, I will continue to share with you information that I feel that is extremely pertinent to us here in the Cayman Islands. And what I'm also sharing with you, news bulletins that have been released by CIG as well, that is the Cayman Islands government. So there's a media advisory. Well, this should not just be for the media, but for those persons who have an interest and who have the time to either attend the meetings of Parliament or to follow them usually on Radio Cayman 105.3 FM when those proceedings are taking place as well. But the Public Accounts Committee hearings have been rescheduled, and I will also tell you who will be appearing at these meetings. So there is one scheduled on the 23rd of November, Wednesday the 23rd of November, and from 10 to 12, and also on the 24th of November from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So the first one on Wednesday, the 23rd of November, the Standing Public Accounts Committee will hold a public hearing on the report of the Office of the Auditor General following on past Public Accounts Committee recommendations, and that would be the 2022 report number 3 in September of 2022. Then on Thursday, Standing Accounts Committee will be examining the financial reporting for the Cayman Islands Government General Report, the 31st of December 2021 as well. Now, who will be attending? So here is the schedule for it. At from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Of course, this will be in the conference room. This is going to be in a large conference room. There will be a PAC briefing with the Auditor General from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Then at 10 a.m., meeting will be called to order. You have the reports of the Auditor General to be considered. On the first day, Mr. Kenneth Jefferson, the Financial Secretary and Chief Officer in the Ministry of Finance and Economics, will be a witness. And from 10 a.m. until 12 noon, Mr. Matthew Tibbetts, the Accountant General in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, will be a witness as well. Then I want to make sure that, this is on Thursday the 24th. This is on Thursday the 24th that will take place, Thursday 24th of November. Then there will be a lunch break from 12 until 1. From 1 until 2, Mrs. Gloria McPhail-Nixon, the Chief Officer in the portfolio of the Civil Service, will be a witness. From 2 p.m. until 3 p.m., the Honorable Franz Manderson, Deputy Governor, and the head of the Civil Service will also be a witness. And of course, after that, then there will be any other business and an adjournment as well. So that's for the 24th. Now, this is a little weird, the way that it is listed here. So on Wednesday, I gave you the 24th because that's the way that it is on the document. Wednesday, the 23rd of November, at 10 o'clock, meeting will be called to order. Witnesses will be called from 10 to 12. 10 to 12 p.m., Mrs. Suzanne Bothwell, the court's administrator and chief officer for judicial administration, will be the witness at that point in time. So on the 23rd, let's go over this. Ms. Suzanne Bothwell, court's administrator and chief officer for judicial administration, will be a witness. On the 24th, we will have Mr. Kenneth Jefferson, Financial Secretary, Mr. Matthew Tibbetts, the Accountant General, Mrs. Gloria McPhail-Nixon, the Chief Officer in the portfolio of the Civil Service, and the Deputy Governor and Head of the Civil Service, the Honorable Franz Manderson. So those are the dates, the 23rd and Wednesday the 23rd, Thursday the 24th of November. Those are the rescheduled dates for the Public Accounts Committee hearings. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm fine. Nice to hear your voice, sir.
Good to hear you there every morning. Just to make a reference to this story you had previously about the various initiatives that government has established with respect to, I guess, say cost saving, this relationship to what I should say.
The waiver of import duties on energy. Yes.
Right. My question is, how is there any mechanism in place to guarantee that these savings actually get to the ordinary person, the consumer, or whether or not it's going to be another way in which the suppliers, builders, suppliers, etc., are able to make a greater profit, and then the poor person, you and me, are not. I mean, we get the installation of this stuff, but is the savings really being passed on? Is there any mechanism in place to pass that on really to the ordinary guy?
Yeah, I have similar concerns about that as well, and where it involves the service as opposed to the product. I believe with the product you may be able to, if it's an item, you may be able to monitor that and to determine whether or not the reduction is being passed on. But it all seems to be an honor system. Now, what if it, for instance, I am not adept at installing foam, and it could be extremely dangerous, especially the spray foam and stuff like that. But if the other items like energy efficient thermostats and things of that nature, I would say that it encourages individuals to bring them in on their own and have them installed, and that is where you would see the savings, because you can't necessarily rely on the provider here in the islands to pass on those savings to you. And
that's really the issue. I mean, it you almost wish as if there was some sort of an independent body that would help the local person to say, look, we can help you access this stuff.
Yes.
And you have to in other words, for you to benefit from it, you purchase it yourself. Yes, and then you're actually getting the cost savings that government has instituted. Because, I mean, I think we have a long history of let's call it tax, whatever it is, because all of our taxes are indirect. Anyway. It's very hard to track whether or not you're getting the benefit of the things you're supposed to benefit from. And with the cost of living being just continue to escalate. I think the idea, the ethos behind it is good.
Yes.
But how does it really get to the ordinary person? Somebody, well, I'm building a place, or I have a house, and I want to be able to reduce the amount of my electricity consumption, and so what do? We bring in a company, and the company accesses the foam or the sheet or whatever it is they have, different forms of that insulation. But how do I know I'm getting really the benefit of it?
That is true.
That's just a question, and I think it's a question that needs to be mulled over and needs to be answered, because we have an economy here where a lot of folks are getting a lot of money, and a lot of other folks are becoming poorer and poorer. By contrast, it's simply just the nature of it. Just looking at the costs for the ordinary person to rent, for example, is just absolutely incredible. I don't know where we're going to go next with that. I think it's laudable, the initiative, but I don't know whether or not some of the steps need to be taken somehow to say this guarantees that those cost savings actually come down to the ordinary person.
Yep. And Carla, the other challenge with that, when let's say, for instance, someone, and there are right now a limited number of companies that actually do the foam installation, foam spraying in your attics and stuff, and I'm made to understand that is one of the more energy efficient saving initiatives that you can actually take. There are only a few companies that do it, and based on what I'm hearing, it is extremely expensive. How are we to know when that person is going to provide that service to you? They say, well, these are materials that I brought in before the waiver was placed on it. And when does it end, and when does the other one begin? You have no way. We cannot continue to rely on, like you've said, on this honor system. And while the intentions are good, there must be some way to be able to enforce this. Otherwise, the public will not benefit from it at all. And when you look at the approved duty waivers that are in place, I will mention them, for you again. Let's find them now. So, polyurethane, spray polyurethane foam insulation, polyurethane foam sheets, low E film for windows.
Right.
Now that one you could probably buy yourself and pay someone to install it. Smart thermostats and smart home energy monitors. So I would say, not wanting to undermine any business entity in the Cayman Islands, I would say to those individuals who have the wherewithal to bring those things in themselves, bring them in and have them installed, because you have no way of knowing that these savings are being passed on to you. I don't know if you want to continue to talk a little bit about rentals as well. We have to take a commercial break, but the shortage of rentals in the Cayman Islands, and we see more and more of it. We see where persons on work permits, we hear situations of 6 and 7 persons sharing one room. We see lots of construction of apartments going on, but how many of those new units that are being constructed are within the reach of the ordinary person? Pastor, I'm going to ask you to stay on the line. We're going to take a quick commercial break if you will, okay. And we will continue this conversation. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
And the whole island is one big party.
Grand Cayman Pirates Fest is here. Taking over Seafarers Way. Saturday, November 12th, Georgetown events start at 1 p.m. with the cardboard boat race and water mermaids showcase. The pirates storm the streets at 3 p.m. followed by the float parade, national song and heritage costume competition, and fireworks show at 9 p.m. A full Saturday of thrills for the entire family, including 8 hours of food festival. Saturday, November 12th, the party takes over Seafarers Way. Afternoon till night. Come for lunch, party a bunch, and pirate the night away.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Excuse me, I noticed you from afar.
Really? Me?
Well, not you. The KFC sandwich you're eating?
Oh, Zinger.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be funny.
No, it's called the Zinger Sandwich. Crunchy, juicy, 100% chicken breast, crisp lettuce, sweet mayo on a seeded bun with a little zing. KFC's chicken is not factory breaded, frozen, and refried like the Burger Boys. Customize your KFC zinger and dip it in barbecue sauce.
Wow, now I'm starting to notice you too.
KFC, it's finger licking good.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller that we asked to hold on. They started out by the caller opining on and basically asking a question: how do we ensure that duty waivers, especially in this particular case for energy efficient products, how do we ensure that those reduction or removal of duty waivers, that those are passed on to the consumer as well? And my opinion is more of an honor system than anything else. And when you are in an industry that is not that really competitive, then the likelihood of seeing those passed on are probably reduced as well. We want to talk a little bit about housing in the Cayman Islands. We see lots of construction taking place, but is it directed at the right clientele? Is it directed at Caymanians who can reach those levels? What is being done about housing for all of the work permit holders that we have here in the Cayman Islands as well? Over to you, caller.
Yes, Lucia, thank you. A very interesting one, because the whole process in a capitalistic society like ours of supply and demand, you can't really tell Harry, if he owns an apartment, so he spent out of his own pocket to build them, that if people will pay $2,000 for a one bedroom, that he can't charge them that. It's in a sense, how do you sort of venture into that territory? And you have the situation where right now, right, left, and center, apartments are going up all over the place, being built, and a lot of them are being bought by people who have the means to buy, so that they can use them for income. And I'm just going to be a little bit jaundiced in this point of view. You wonder whether or not such enterprises also lend themselves to people laundering money. But let's not talk. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, obviously the need is there in terms of people being brought in to get the economy back up, the hospitality industry, and the recent release of the data information concerning population.
Yes, the census. Yes,
the census information. You have some 10,000 something, whatever, some 30,000, another thing, 3,000. And these are a huge number of expatriates. And one of the good things, I suppose, about the Cayman climate is that somehow or another we've managed to live together fairly congenially with all of the nationalities. And hopefully that will continue. But it actually is creating some really serious problems for the local person whose income is sometimes less than what it costs to rent an apartment.
Yes.
How do you expect those people to survive? We wouldn't be surprised then to see people actually doing shady things, maybe getting involved in illegal things, because they just want to make a living, to survive. So it's really a serious thing. My wife and I, we own an apartment. The intention was going to be that my son was going to live in it, but then he got a job back in his field back in the States, so he never did. So we're renting it. But what was interesting is the last time after our tenants moved out, we put it on the market again, and we decided we have found it's maybe more profitable to try to get good tenants, and and we charge them a little less rather than charging a whole lot of money and then having, by the time the tenants leave, you have to redo the entire place.
Yes.
But the point that I want to make here is that for the first time, we had people, groups of individuals from different nationalities coming as groups wanting to rent this apartment. This apartment is on South Sound area. All right. Because what we were charging is basically the same as what they were being charged to find an apartment off Walker's Road somewhere, or in town.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, what happens where you to get an apartment just off Walker's Road somewhere, you're paying a two-bedroom, you're paying $2,300, $2,500, $2,800 a month. It's like, what? That used to be like South Sound two-bedroom apartment costs. So thinking of the ordinary person out there who, as I said, you have single mothers with children, and they've been dependent over the past on NAU, which I guess is disbanded now. They're having government has another entity that's supposed to deal with that. But how are these people going to be able to really survive when their rent really many times is equal to or above what they're earning?
Earnings are,
Or see, I don't really know what the solution is. I mean, the government is talking about low-cost homes and so forth, but that exercise has to make sure you have good quality low-cost homes in the first place, and that they are in locations where people actually want to live.
Exactly. Yes.
That's the other big problem. And because is there anything near town, for example, that any piece of land that you can build on, where you can actually people can afford to buy a government? I don't know. And as we know, things like that put a whole lot of pressure on people, and people wanting to survive. Sometimes we would be surprised when the numbers, quote, business goes up and other illegal activities begin happening for people trying to survive. And there are certain nationalities and ethnicities that they live together very well, sort of communally. They really get along. 5 or 6 or 7, 8 of them can live in a place, and they manage to get along. They share certain things and so forth. But a lot of us Caribbean folks, in particular, that ain't the way we live. We want, we want a lot of privacy on our part. We want to have a home, and we're looking up to the Joneses and see how the Joneses are doing. We want to be in competition with them. Because the Joneses have money and we don't. So I think for sociologists, it will be an interesting study to see what happens in 10 years in a lot of different areas of human behavior, social problems, et cetera, that's created by the kind of disparity that we see when it comes to just people being able to make a living. And of course, in the particular climate right now, we'll see where some of the items in the supermarket have actually doubled in price. I mean, I don't know how do you solve those?
Yeah, and any views in terms of the incentives that maybe government can place on developers who develop within a particular price range. Now that may be challenging now with material shortages and everything else. That may be challenging, but and then we see in other jurisdictions. Well, we know, like for instance, in big cities like New York, way back they had something what you call rent control. But of course, if you introduce something like that here in the Cayman Islands, they would look at it as, being a little bit more authoritarian or like a dictatorship. But what about developers setting aside a certain percentage of what is being developed to be within a certain price range, but not on a voluntary basis, but with it being monitored by government. I believe that we have reached, already gone past the point now where we can just rely on the human instinct, the human goodness for things to be done, and we have to have it laid out in legislation.
Yeah, it'd be nice to think that things like that would be put in place. I wonder now. I don't know whether or not it's still part of planning and development policy, that if you're developing a significant portion of property, the public open space or something like that is set aside for sort of community use or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
In those cases, a certain percentage is not just set aside. Okay. Because many times those places are sitting there, they're languishing, they grew up in the weeds, or there is the worst particular spot in the whole development. It's a swamp or a hole in the ground, and it just sits there and doesn't really. But the developer has done his duty. But if it was something like what you said, maybe where that percentage of the development was even if that. Let's say if that particular property was fully developed and a portion, that percentage, the value, in other words, that whatever it is, was actually put into some sort of development fund.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they will actually sell the property rather than keeping it there, and that was putting a development fund, and that fund is specifically designed to help the low-cost, help fund a low-cost home development, or just home development for people who don't have the necessary means. Houses don't have to be you can hardly turn around inside of them. You want something decent to live in.
Yep.
But they could always benefit from some sort of financial help in this economy, in this environment. There could be some other initiatives for a lot of the money that's going right into government coffers from development. If a portion of those of that income was actually segregated, set aside, and that is specific to developing housing and so forth.
Affordable, yes.
Affordable housing for the locals. And that way, our income tax, our taxation system would really be benefiting people in a very, very, very direct way. There's a lot of ways in which we have to get some really strategic thinking and therefore strategic action in place before the fallout, before it explodes, and people just do. One of the strangest things, I guess, for us here is when we see where in poor communities in these places in the United States, and people get so angry they burn down the entire community.
Yes.
Now that is so counterproductive. But you can see when anger gets to that point where people just no longer care and they destroy their own community. We haven't gotten there, but that doesn't mean we can't get there based on the frustration that people face because of the growing gap between the haves and the have-nots and all that stuff. Yeah. So these are areas in which a lot of good thinking needs to take place, and then actions that need to follow. I believe that we need to address those. We definitely have to address these social issues.
Okay, Pastor, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for engaging, with us on that, getting your views on that. Extremely helpful as well, folks. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
So much happening, so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my healthcare instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
And the whole
Cayman Pirates Fest is here. Taking over Seafarers Way. Saturday, November 12th, Georgetown events start at 1 p.m. with the cardboard boat race and water mermaids showcase. The Pirates storm the streets at 3 p.m. followed by the float parade, national song and heritage costume competition, and fireworks show at 9 p.m. A full Saturday of thrills for the entire family, including 8 hours of food festival. Saturday, November 12th, the party takes over Seafarers Way. Afternoon till night, come for lunch, party a bunch, and pirate the night away.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now, reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza is Saturday, November 26th. Your ticket, your chance, your prize. Grand prize, $40,000. Second prize, $4,000. 6 $1,000 prizes and more. Get your $25 tickets now through Rotary Central members, Rotary Central ticket sellers, eventpro.ky, or WhatsApp Rotarian Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brac at 916-7310. The Rotary Music Extravaganza at Salty's Grand Harbor. Performances by Heat, Fabulous 68s, and CNB. November 26th, you can be the winner. Proceeds fund Rotary Central Community Projects. Rotary Central NPO number 232. Rotary, all the good you imagine.
Hello, Cayman Islands. This is Carly Davis. Come and enjoy an evening of thanksgiving and praise at Cayman Gospel Fest on Saturday, November 19th at the Lion Center. Come see Cayman's best performers and church choirs. My band and I will be there. Admission is free. See you Saturday, November 19th at the Lion Center with Cayman Gospel Fest. You cannot afford to miss it. Yes, come out and let's have fun together.
Brought to you by the Progressives, celebrating 20 years of service to the Cayman Islands.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have a caller on hold. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Alcon.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Okay, and you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Well, concerning CUC and the 25-year contract that was signed with the government, do you know during that 25 years, do you know how much money that the government will be collecting from CUC?
No idea.
Is there any way for you to find that out and let us know?
I'm sure that that probably can. I'll try.
Just because I keep hearing about doing what we need to do in order for bills not to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure people are doing that. But our bills are still the same, or they're higher than what they were. And for being the only utility company on the island, CUC can do better to help the poor people of this country. They might not realize what they're doing to the poor people of this country because they're not living the way that we are. But when CUC every year especially during the summer times when it's hottest. People use a lot of AC.
Mm-hmm.
How does CUC expect the poor people of this country to save in order to say that they're going to take their family on a vacation? CUC is a big part of this problem, when it comes to that. And not only CUC, the water companies and the banks.
Mm-hmm.
The people in this country voted for governments to help us, not to help billionaires. Thank you very much.
Okay, caller, thank you. Thank you very much for that. I would say that whatever royalties or income that the government receives based on the contract with CUC, that they're pumping it right back into the economy. They have foregone or passed on what some of the consumers would pay, from 101 kilowatt hours to 2,000 kilowatt hours. So some people are saying, oh, but my bills are still the same, or in some instances, they may be higher. Well, there are those who would argue and say that while your electric bill is still the same, without the initiative taken by government, it would be even larger. And for those who are saying it's larger, the same could be said as well, that it would be even larger without the initiatives being taken. Now, there is no guarantee that having a competitor in the Cayman Islands with CUC will necessarily mean that we're going to see any reduction. Quite possible. I think the move that has to be made is moving away from fossil fuels, encouraging more persons to be able to generate their own power through solar and other avenues as well, and taking the restriction or ensuring that at the end of the day that individuals can do more in terms of their own production of electricity, and that may have to take place whenever that contract with CUC expires and is being renegotiated, as well, because it is quite possible that that's where some of the restrictions are in terms of, what the contract is, what people can do in terms of generating their own electricity, as well. So it is extremely, but I would venture to say that whether or not we know how much money government is receiving from CUC, that the government has been pumping a lot of money back into the economy, trying to help individuals, individual householders to be able to manage their bills as well. Have an interesting article here that, if time allows, I will share with you as well. And it has to do with savings. We talk about savings, and a lot, in many instances, the health of a country in terms of its finances, its GDP, depends on savings. Report published in the UK that found that as it relates to the cost of living, that millions in the United Kingdom have no savings because of the huge price increases that they're seeing as well. Question is something similar occurring in the Cayman Islands as well? We have seen interest rates increase by at least 3 times so far this year, and likely to see more increases as well? Well, let's talk about that when we return. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Continuing the Caymanian tradition. edition.
Let Cora keep my ground so clean.
The heart and soul of the Cayman people. Thank you for keeping the culture alive.
There's business news every day. From East End to Georgetown, down into West Bay.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
All post office across all 3 Cayman Islands will be closed to the public tomorrow for staff training. No worries, though, they will reopen at their normal business hours on Wednesday. The Democratic and Republican parties are out in full force, making last-minute appeals for votes in the run-up to tomorrow's elections. Biden will appear at a rally in Maryland, a state normally considered a Democratic stronghold. Donald Trump, who's expected to announce another run for the presidency, is holding an evening rally in Ohio for DJ Vance, an author and former Trump critic. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, considered to be a possible Trump White House rival in 2024, is in Miami. With 1 day to go before an election, nearly 39 million people have already cast their ballots in early voting in America. All 435 seats in the House and 35 seats in Senate are up for grabs. Biden has said losing both chambers would mean, quote, a difficult 2 years for his presidency. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. You just heard our headline news talking about the elections in the United States of America. Of course, that can be of interest to the Cayman Islands as well, because depending on whether or not there is a Republican-controlled Senate and House of Representatives or a Democratic one, that may usually has a huge difference in terms of U.S. policy as well. But why don't we talk a little bit about the Caribbean also and what's happening in terms of politics here? We see where the Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerritt, on Sunday night announced that the 6th of December will be the date for a snap general election in Dominica, 3 years after he led the ruling Dominica, Labour Party, the DLP, to a convincing 18-3 victory in the general elections. Now, I'm not sure whether or not their elections are held every 4 or every 5 years, but maybe further down in the article it will tell us. It says here that in a radio announcement and television broadcast, Skerritt said nomination day will be the 18th of November. The article says that the DLP is expected to face a challenge from the main opposition, United Workers' Party, which held 3 seats in the last parliament and whose leader, Lennox Linton, resigned from the position of party leader last month. There's a quote here that says that we need a refreshed Dominica Labour Party team for these very unprecedented and unpredictable and very challenging times. Following the changes we made in 2019, there shall next time around be other changes to ensure the continued renewal of our Labour Party frontline and maintain our continued relevance and achievements of the visionary goals that we have set ourselves in the country. And goes on to talk about what the Dominica Labour Party must continue to do. Here I'm looking to see when actually elections were due to be held, but it's quite obvious that this is a political maneuver on the part of Roosevelt Skerritt, the Prime Minister of Dominica, to solidify his position as the leader. Folks, just like any other country here in the Caribbean as well, it is extremely, extremely, extremely dangerous when you have continued leadership by one individual. We have seen many Caribbean countries go south, head south when that happens, especially when there are no plans for succession and you continue to see one political leader dominate the political scene and the political leadership in our country. We have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, OC, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you? How are things over in our sister island?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. We got a right wind. We had the right rain last night, and the bananas and the plantains and bottlers are strong. Looking good.
Anybody catching any of those wahoos up there? I saw yesterday in here in Grand Cayman, the launch ramp at the Frank Sound Junction was filled with trucks with their trailer hitches onto them, so much so that you could hardly enter the parking lot. I think that needs to be controlled as well, where you don't have, if you launch your boat, then you should remove the trailers from there. And then on the opposite side, we have people complaining in the Old Man Bay area, where there's a huge well-paved parking lot, and people are still using the seaside of the road to park their vehicles and their trailers rather than using the opposite side. But that's the beef that we have here in Grand Cayman. But are they catching any wahoos over on that side?
Real and truly now, see, I didn't hear anything, but it would be good because I'm myself is waiting to get back out, but that wasn't what I wanted to say this morning, but since you brought up that topic, what needs to be done around here is our officials in government, whoever is in control of that sector, need to look after Black Point in Miami and see how they operate there. Now, once you have what you call a staging point, where you stop your truck once you come to that ramp area. It's a large area you call a staging point. That is where you stop and make sure you have in your bung in your boat, which is your spark plug. Make sure all your life vest is in your boat. You do all your prepping in that area before you get to the launch ramp. And once you get to the launch ramp, you launch your boat. Whoever, if you're by yourself, you put a rope onto the dock itself, and you lead the boat to where you can tie it up far enough back that someone else can come and launch. Once you launch, you then take your truck and your trailer and you put it in the parking lot that is separated in the area separated from the ramp itself. And I know myself, or see, not coming off my topic that I called you for, but myself, when I was in the fire department, we used to have a hard time trying to get people to stop blocking the ramp when they launch their boat. They just leave their truck there and they go do what they're doing. That is not when you do your staging. You stage first before you get to the ramp. Move your truck as soon as the truck is in the water, and let someone else that's waiting to come launch right behind you. That has been a problem, and until people can use their common sense around here and oversee things and get things flowing, put signs up that you do not block the ramp. I mean, some of these places have signs, but nobody obey by any signs or like that, OC. But, yeah, coming off of that topic, I want to comment the young man that called earlier on, the gentleman, I should call him, because he really brings up some good points, even though he put you on the spot there to find out about the cost of CUC.
Yeah, what government is making from it.
Yeah, but he does make some beautiful. I love how the points he make. And one of the points he forgot to mention, I feel that he forgot it, was the gas stations. He did mention the banks, and I think the people of the Cayman Islands need to pay close attention to what's happening, especially in Britain, UK, and United States, with the rise of percentage into the banks, because once it affects those countries, definitely it will affect us. That means the percentage is of the banks here are going to, between now in March into the first quarter of next year, the percentage is going to go up again because government is promising us 1.something% onto our salaries for the ending part this year. That means the bank's going to go up 2%. So we need to pay close attention around here with what the banks is planning on doing. We mightn't see it now, but it's coming, and it's going to be hard because young people cannot get loans and these kind of things. It kind of, like what he was saying, it kind of takes the poor man and put him in a bind where he can't get a loan because of the high percentage.
Right, or the pressure that is put on those who do have loans, but when you start to see your mortgage payments go up to the point where you just don't have the financial resources to maintain it, then you have the risk of foreclosures, and then that's another story, as well.
Yeah, because if you take, for instance, the government banks, credit union, once the interest rates on your loan, that means less is going to your shares and your savings.
But one credit with the credit union is that their interest rates, when they do increase them, they do not necessarily increase them the equivalent of what the other financial institutions do. Yeah,
that's right. That's right, and that is a good thing because otherwise, from that, we the people that in credit union would be in a real bad situation. And I really and truly will see. I remember the government saying that this high cost of fuel in the gas stations was, they were going to make sure that these stations didn't raise the price to this thing. I just see Florida and the gas prices went back up again. And I couldn't believe when I read the newspaper of Little Cayman being $7.16 or something like that. I don't know how those people down there are going from point A to point B. Good thing they don't have to go that far.
Yes.
But imagine when it get here or in Grand Cayman at that cost, because eventually it will happen. What are the government is doing? Are they going to just sit back and let someone else take the blame and they don't help anyone, or are the people going to stand up and fight these kind of things that happening? I really, and some people come on and say the situation to this OC is electric vehicles, but if you can't buy the gas, how you gonna buy the electricity? Unless like what they say, they
would have charging stations, where you can charge.
Are the prices for the charging stations gonna be just as high as what you would do it at home? So the thoughts is all over the place when it comes to where we gonna stand in this country in the next. I would even say give it 5 years or so. I would say next 2 years, a year and a half. I think we're gonna be in a bind if people don't start standing up and raising up some kind of concern about what's happening. I think it kind of slipping away from us, and we get so busy with work that we don't see what's happening in our lives until it's too late.
Yep. Okay. Well,
thank you, Opie.
Thank you very much for that. Keep those bottlers flowing as well, and good luck. What's the saying? Tight lines when you get out there on the water as well. Ms. Susan, we have another caller, but let's take the commercial break. When we return, we'll take the caller. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross, now Advanced Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio K-Man.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have a caller on hold, so let's go straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I am fine. How are you? And great to hear your voice again.
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing well. I'm just listening to you. I want to make two quick points, sir. I want to support you on the observation you made about any government staying in power unbroken for long periods of time, because it does breed corruption, and that's, we can argue, is part of the problem now with the Conservative Party in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
We see what happened beginning under Boris Johnson. Probably it started even before him. The symptoms were there. As regards Roosevelt Skerritt, I don't know, Mr. Moderator, if you saw a program some months ago, a documentary aired on Al Jazeera about Dominica and the charges against Roosevelt Skerritt selling Dominican passports.
Yes. Citizenship by investment scheme.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Those are the kinds of things that we have to worry about once a political party becomes entrenched and the leader creates around him what is called a cult of personality. So that is a danger, and especially in a world where it seems that leaders are becoming more authoritarian. Small countries can hardly afford that kind of government. That's point number one. Point number two concerns the economy, and here we've always had trouble with working class Caymanians keeping up with the cost of living in a jurisdiction that has a reputation for one of the highest costs of living in the world, particularly when it comes on rent and food stuff. I don't know how many people realize it, but check the statistics. The Cayman Islands have one of the highest foreclosure rates in the world. Check it out.
Wow.
And the caller from Cayman Black made reference to banks and the interest rate, which are to rise in the future. Well, I saw in the newspaper some banks have already given notice about the rise in interest rate come, I think, sometime in December or January. So that it is not just a pipe dream. It is a reality that we're going to be faced with. And the good thing about the credit union, if conscientious people use the credit union, how the credit union is supposed to be used, when you borrow against your money, when the loan is paid back, you have your money.
Yep.
But if you go and take out a straight mortgage against the bank, from the bank, you pay back the loan. If you are so unfortunate to lose through foreclosure, you've lost all of your investment. All of your investment. So I noticed that the credit union has been growing with exponential proportions, and that's the way it should go.
Mhm.
The credit union was definitely designed for the conscientious saver, and that's the route we have to take. Electricity rate, unfortunately, I don't know if we can do anything about that. And I'm as big a critic of the government as anyone else. But really and truly, we can't depend on the government to save us all the time.
Yep.
As citizens, we have to take some smart initiative ourselves. Because remember now, the government gets their money from us. So the more demands we are making on the government to bail us out, is the greater the government is going to have to tax or squeeze us. So if we can do things to help ourselves, like being conscientious users of electricity, conscientious consumers, that will ease the government up. I noticed that the government is subsidizing the rates now for the next 3 months. If we can buy smart technologies, smart items that consume electricity at a premium, we can be helping ourselves. The final thing has to do with the entities that sell petroleum. One mistake we made in this country, the government should have not allowed these companies to be in the wholesale and retail business too. They bring in the gas and they own the station. In other countries, that's a no-no.
And if I could interrupt you there, Carla, just for some put some historical perspective on it. When we had a chairperson of the Trade and Business Licensing Board, and she challenged those companies about those local companies' control license and what they could do. And they threatened to close the gas stations down that weekend, that day. And the then governor instructed the Trade and Business Licensing Board not to pursue what they were pursuing because of these threats that were being made. That is why we're partly where we are today with those companies.
I recall the incident of you speak vividly, Mr. Moderator. You are correct. And as far as I can recall, and my memory is usually good in these things, it was in December.
Yes.
It was in December it was made around, because you are so right.
Yes.
And so that's the predicament in which we find ourselves cast. It is no exaggeration to say we're almost in a straitjacket. And we have no consumer protection agency. So the citizens have to educate and protect themselves. And that brings me to the final point I wish to make. And I'm throwing a challenge out to the government in this one. We need to re-examine our agricultural policy so that we encourage, even at this 11th and 3/4 hour, as my mother of blessed memory used to say, that we can have more conscientiousness in producing some of the things that we consume, even if it is a little garden around the home, because we cannot continue to go at the rate in which we are going and expect to survive.
Okay. Before you go, caller, as a former legislator, and in response to one of our earlier callers this morning about the removal of import duties on energy efficient products, and that caller had concerns about how do we ensure that those reductions are passed on to the consumer, because we seem to have an honor system in place for that. Any suggestions?
No. When the government takes steps like that, they have to put an enforcement arm in place. And so it's easy for us with the system we have of import now and the customs to ensure when such and such a stock came in that the waivers would apply. And then we have to send out inspectors to ensure that is the case. And lots of times that can be done in numerous ways. The inspectors can be clandestine and go into these places and pose as customers, or they can go with a license and a badge and say, excuse me, I'm from this arm of the government. I want to check and see the prices on this stuff. And you show me the records of you claim that this was before the waiver. I want to see your records as and when you had it imported, so that we can be sure. That's the way. And sir, you are right. The honor system does not work. It has not worked in the past, and we are always one step behind the merchant. I've seen it myself. Old stock on the shelves, immediately the price goes up. The price of the old stock is changed to reflect the new prices.
Yep.
And so that's the advantage we have. In the United States and Canada, you can't do that because the government has inspectors.
Okay. Thanks very much for your insight on that. You have a great day. Please stay safe and continue to keep in contact with us as well, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll continue to listen. God bless.
Same here. Let's grab another caller before we go to the break. 5 minutes before. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How art thou?
I'm good. Did you reach out to Sir Craig?
Yeah, yesterday. Yes.
Okay.
Just did a WhatsApp thing with him. You know, I'll talk to him during the week.
Yeah. Okay. O.C. You touched on something earlier concerning. I think that was the pastor was on with you about rent and how high, and you mentioned about how many people that have to be bundled up in one area because of cost. That's the same thing I was saying a few weeks ago on your radio about so many people being in one area, and if a disaster comes, those people will need places to go, right?
Yeah, yes.
So that'll be one problem, right? Another, to touch on what Teacher Roy said about what's happening in Dominica. I think we started that trend here also, offering concessions for the rich, and if you jump off the plane with a bag of money, you would be given some sort of status or citizenship if you came with X amount of money. I think that's one of the things that also got us to the position where we're in right now.
Yeah, well, and I would say that the only difference between the citizenship by investment in the Eastern Caribbean and some other countries is that they give you citizenship along with it. They give you a passport. What we do here in the Cayman Islands, we provide a pathway to citizenship based on person's investment as well, and that is proven to be disastrous. Sorry for interrupting you there, but
and another thing about gas stations and the like holding us to ransom. That's why I think that government should have some sort of shareholder or something in various companies on the island. And with the gas station situation, if I were the government, I would look into putting something similar to what is at Public Work into every district when it comes, so that if we get strong arm, we could service all essential vehicles that the island would not be would not come to a halt, because we're a service-based economy. We need all the public work, all the government vehicles to be operating. We have to make sure tourism is still up and going and won't be shut down just because a gas station decided that they're not going to give us no gas at any particular time.
So you think that government should first build a facility to store and to import their own fuel and stockpile it for their purposes?
The U.S. government, all those places do that. That's what we should do. You got to tell me that gas stations can bring the country to a halt. Because that what will happen.
Yes, that could happen.
Not to issue gas.
Yeah. Well, like we said before.
Not everybody fit like you that can ride to town. You know? So we just, when you think, I never thought about that until Teacher Roy brought it up. But can you imagine if the gas station decided not to issue gas on one particular, like he said, it was during Christmas?
Well, they threatened because they
having gas?
Yeah, because they were going to clamp down on the local companies' control license and say that this is what your license says for the storage and distribution of gasoline products or something similar to that. Because they have stretched it to the point now where they're not only involved in the storage and distribution, but in the retailing part of it. And, you sell a sandwich in your gas station, supposedly the oil companies get a proportion of that as well. And they actually threatened and say that they were going to close down their stations. That threat was made. So it's still there.
So can you imagine if that was to happen? We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I think the operation that they got up at Public Works, government should look into putting one of them in each district just in case something like that was to occur again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or if we do that, then I don't think they would be too quick to exercise such behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Because they know we'll have an alternative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks a lot. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. I believe we have other callers on hold. We will take your calls as soon as we return, so please stay tuned.
J and Money touching down again. Now you can send your US dollars at any location on island, including the BRAC. It's easy. Just walk with your US dollars. No need to convert to CI. This is another convenient service available at J and Money. They always find a way to make it easier and hassle-free. So remember, when you need to send your money and you only have US dollars, don't ever think of what to do. Just head straight to any J&M Money location and send your money the fast, convenient, and affordable J&M Money. J&M Money, touching down again. J&M Money, ranga to la friend.
Motorists are being advised that until Wednesday, November 9th, Seafarers Way between Fort Street and Goring Avenue will be open to one-way traffic for works. The road will be open to the southbound traffic from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. and northbound traffic from 7 p.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, you can follow the Georgetown Revitalization Initiative on Facebook and Instagram. Also, Water Authority Cayman would like to advise customers in the Cayman Kai area of a planned service interruption in the area today, Monday the 7th of November, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. This will facilitate ongoing infrastructure work in the area. In addition to the planned service outages, the authority will conduct leak detection work in the area from the 8th until 11th of November between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Customers may experience intermittent service interruption during these tests. The works will impact customers on the following roads: Sandpoint Road, Sancola Close, Water Key Road from Sandpoint intersection, Finger Key Road, Camp Drive, and Kaibo Crescent. The Water Authority apologized for any inconvenience these works may cause and thank you, the public, for their understanding and patience.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamp Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have a few callers on hold. Before I grab the caller, we heard the bulletin about the Water Authority and the work being done in the Cayman Kai area. And I just want to say, we have recently paved roads out there, nicely paved with bike lane or indications where bikers should ride. Also sleeping policemen that are there as well. Whatever road works that are done there in terms of if you have to dig up the asphalt or what, please, please, please put it back to restore it to its original state. Please do that. We have nice roads up there now. We know that you're conscious of that. I'm not sure whether or not you subcontract the work out to other entities to do the paving for you, but please monitor it because we have some really, really nice roads out there now. Don't destroy them. Just my viewpoint on that. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello. Hello. Osi?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I say chilling out in the block. You know something? I never hear nobody calling. Yeah, it sound like this now. Just really not troubling anyone. How much robberies we had in the last week or so?
In Grand Cayman, quite a few. The ones that we know about. Because there is a possibility that some may have taken place and people, I'm not saying that it happened, but there's always that possibility that sometimes people don't report it for various reasons.
Yeah, well, see, we know where the guns coming from, right? Directly.
Mm-hmm.
And one way to no, you're not going to stop it, but they're bringing jobs and they're bringing guns, they're bringing everything illegal, everything.
Mm-hmm.
No. See, if we were self-sufficient on ganja, at least that would put a dent in it. Because look at OC.
But is that going to stop? Is that going to stop the guns from coming in? Because those persons who have the appetite and feel that they have a need for guns, they're going to still want them to come in. So you think that would have an impact on the guns coming in?
Definitely. See, listen to me. If I'm in Jamaica with 300 pounds of ganja, 500 pounds of ganja, a man says, listen, man, just bring 2 guns for me now. Extra little money. Or bring your guns to control. You hear what you're talking about, the fuel system?
Mm-hmm.
But years ago, they used to bring the ganja, the Cayman used to smuggle the ganja, and they bring it to the Jamaican, bring it, they sell it, and they're gone. Now they're bringing it, they're selling it, and they're staying here with it illegally. And that's real.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe that, friend, I don't know what part of the world you live in. Now, this is true. So what I'm saying, supply and demand. See, we are a striving economy. We have a young workforce from all over the world, right? And everybody, all of them, see, I can guarantee you, I can say this with conservatively, right?
Mm-hmm.
That 70% of our workforce in the Cayman Islands, imported labor, smoke marijuana.
Okay.
And look at the Canadian, the European, the Jamaican. Hey, see, I had 17 guys working for me, right? 2 Guyanese and 15 Jamaican guys. And out of them, 11 used to smoke weed. 1 never smoked no weed and never drink. And the boss, yours truly, we were running a ganja crew, but look how we got the job done, You can come and look at the job that I done. And, see, 20 years ago, you had a different breed of smugglers. But because I've been in jail with boat captain. And those guys wasn't into no gun business. They were strictly bringing the little herb, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got a new breed, a younger breed. They're into this thing. You understand?
Got you.
And friend, tell me something now. Do you know that in America,
that from time you get a liquor store, because you see where they rob liquor stores, gas stations, they're prime targets, right?
Mm-hmm.
That from time you get a liquor license, a gas station license, automatically you can get a gun. Now, here's the joke, how we deal with it. We have to have a 15-year clean police record to get a liquor license. So why can't you get a gun license? If you're such a good citizen, I don't see why you shouldn't get a gun license.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all like me, I know that I ain't get none.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a fish pot license.
Question for you.
Yes, sir.
We hear in some of these robberies where cigarettes are being taken, sometimes food as well. Is that the modus operandi of Caymanian robbers to rob a place for cigarettes or for food? Does that sound like Caymanian robbery?
Well, look here, a thief is a thief, you know, because like I say, you know how I knew who went to my place? Because I know what they use,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
okay?
Mm-hmm.
So from time I see what was missing, I told the police exactly who it was. And listen to me, brother. I was right on, and I mean within an hour, I told them what,
mm-hmm.
because I know what was taken.
But the reason I asked that question was because there were reports about, at least 3 or 4 persons escaping from a vessel. We don't know the nationalities, whether or not they're local or not. But the reason that I asked that question is because some people have theorized that these robberies may be committed by those individuals.
Well, see, let's be real here now. If they're the ones doing it, somebody is assisting them.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have transportation.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have. But according to the police report, they ran and left the guns in the ganja. So obviously, they ran with guns on somebody giving an if it's them, which I don't think it might not be them. But what I am trying to say, we doing a direct model off of Jamaica. I sat down and I theorized this thing. 3 years ago, they were locking up the Jamaican left, right, and center for one day split. You hear what Peter Charles said? Mama, the whole Papa say, if I never run, they would have hold me too. Oh, Mama, what we can do? I heard Dr. Steve McPhee saying that he been in court representing father and son and things for ganja.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake out a whole family, I've been in Northwood prison and 3 brothers there for little wonders for ganja. So in 2 years, now look at when you take 3 young men in their prime in a construction, when Cayman was just coming up, and you take them out of the workforce, what you doing to your country?
But those persons have made that choice to use illicit drugs, and until they are legalized, until those drugs are legalized, you can't blame the government for arresting them. They have taken that choice.
No, but OC. Listen to me. When you are a prime target, right? I've been a target all of my life. So you got people that smoke ganja, cocaine, do everything, and nobody troubles them because they belong to uncle this and cousin this and that. You know that. It's life. It's called life, right? But what I'm saying now, they locked up the young Jamaicans and turned them all, well, the older ones, and when the father and the uncle thing in jail, what the young ones got to do? They got to find a living somewhere, right?
Mm.
They have to eat. The mother have to eat, the sister have to eat, right? So if they can't get a job, they can steal. When the uncle and father come out, just as they came on you, you got criminal record for smoking, what going to put out, right? So that's where the trickle-down effect happening, and it's happening in our country too.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to leave us there. Got to go to my commercial break. We're running out of time.
Thank you for listening.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
60 and bossy with J and money. Win a trip it easy, trust me. Yeah. Come on, just send some money. A instant entry. Look how you're lucky. Bossy, J and money, bossy. J and money, send you go a yard. Scene, bossy. Jamaica well bossy. 60 and bossy. We well proudy.
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with J and money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Your loved ones will also be entered for a chance to win a brand new car. Competition runs from now until December 24th. J and money 60 and bossy enough.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at J and Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Bossy, Jamaica well bossy. 60 and bossy.
No J and bank account required.
Ahoy, ye mateys! You gonna get hooked. Get the event's treasure schedule at piratesfestcayman.com.
Ahoy, mateys! Enjoy a jolly day out with the whole family at Cayman Turtle Center's Pirates Fest Family Fun Day on Sunday the 20th of November. Explore the wildlife, ride the water slide, splash in the lagoon, hunt for treasure and enjoy activities for the whole family. The fun takes place from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Costumes are encouraged and kids 12 and under in costume get free admission. Don't miss all the pirate festivities at Cayman Turtle Center on Sunday, November 20th. Harg.
Hello, Cayman Islands. This is Carly Davis. Come and enjoy an evening of thanksgiving and praise at Cayman Gospel Fest on Saturday, November 19th at the Lions Center. Come see Cayman's best performers and church choirs. My band and I will be there. Admission is free. See you Saturday, November 19th at the Lions Center with Cayman Gospel Fest. You cannot afford to miss it. Yes, come out and let's have fun together.
Brought to you by the Progressives, celebrating 20 years of service to the Cayman Islands.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. 2 callers on hold. We're going to make those the last 2 callers for the morning. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. I'm on the air.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good morning to all the people in the Cayman Islands. I'm concerned about Cayman Black Power and Light. CUC capped the kilowatt per hour at 20 cents, but Cayman Black team didn't do it. I just got my bill, and that's 0.2368, nearly 0.24 for the kilowatt hour, and up here do the free. So why they couldn't do the same thing? The fuel factor is more than the kilowatt hour that you actually burn.
Okay, so who do you think should have? You're talking about the ERA?
Yeah, no, the Power and Light Company.
Oh, okay, but who does CUC have control of Cayman Black Power and Light?
No. CUC don't have nothing to do with Cayman Black.
Right.
No.
So this would be really have to be a unilateral decision being made by those who control Cayman Black Power and Light.
That's correct. Yeah, Mr. Dodd, he just bought up Cayman Black Power and Light.
Right. Yeah. So you're saying basically that the similar rate structure that CUC has, you would have expected that would be applicable in to Cayman Black Power and Light as well, or should be.
Yes, I think it should be because like I said, Cayman Black all it's do the free, the fuel and everything else is do the free. In down Grand Cayman, I'm sure it's not do the free.
Yeah.
They had to pay extra for the government for fuel plus the cost of fuel plus is they don't pay government nothing. So I don't see why the fuel factor had to be more here than what is in Grand Cayman.
Yep, good point.
I don't really see that,
Yeah.
Sometimes they raise it. They do the fuel factor here when the diesel at the pumps would go down. I see that happen before. And so the diesel never went up really in a while. The last couple time, the diesel and the gas went down.
Okay. Good observation. Hopefully, if someone has a response or an answer to it, we certainly would welcome that as well. Thank you very much, caller, for that. Last caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, morning, my friend. How are you?
Good, thank you. I know that CUC has featured very, very, very prominently today on your show, but I won't. That's important, of course, but I want to address that this time. I just want to pick up on a small point to make a brief observation of something you talked about last week with Dr. Steve. Somebody accused you of being divisive by talking about issues about slavery and racial discrimination. Now, I know you adequately defended yourself against that, but I just thought that I should add something to that. You see, in society, you don't achieve harmony of any kind, racial harmony or any other kind of harmony, without discussing issues. There are certain issues that are subliminal, and they do have a certain effect in society. The mere fact that perhaps people are not getting up one day and boxing each other up and being violent to each other doesn't mean that issue should not be discussed. Usually you will find that when people mix a little bit better and they are exposed to certain differences of views and different situations so that people can understand that their history is not always the same.
Yep.
You achieve much better harmony. You see, this is part of the thing which is taking place in the United States right now, as you know. There's one group which is saying, hey, look, we do have a mixed history here. There were people who were discriminated against, and we need to teach a balanced history. But the other side is saying, no. You are not teaching a balanced history. You want to teach the white people that they should hate themselves because they are evil. Yes. And yet that's not the case. And yet that is always a way in which people try to kill an argument. No. You are not trying to teach people a balanced history. You are trying to teach them to hate themselves, and yet that is not the case. I think in Cayman, as much as there is no apartheid type of racial discrimination, I think it is very good that from time to time you, Dr. Steve, and some other people who appear on the show talk about these issues. I'll tell you about, in closing, OC, my son. My son, who is fully grown now, went to more than one school where he was a minority. And the first school he went to, he didn't see race. I could see him, the way he operated with his other white friends when they came home and at school, at the pool and this and that. He didn't see race at all. But then he moved to another school. Again, it was a school where he was a minority. And then suddenly he started saying, Daddy, I don't think they like me. I investigated that, and I found that actually they were being racial to him, but he never read it as because I'm black. He thought they just didn't like me. And then eventually I had to have a conversation with him. He's now grown. He can now see things. So conversations do help, and that's the point I wanted to make.
Certainly.
Thank you very much, O.C.
Yeah, irrespective of how uncomfortable they may be at times, you have to have those conversations, yes.
Yes, you're building harmony, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Billy. Have a great day. Stay safe over there as well. So, folks, we have heard discussions talking about various pieces of legislation. We have a release that just came out this morning, and I will share that with you as well. At 8:44 this morning, it came out. The Ministry of Investment, Innovation and Social Development has made available 2 legislative bills for public comment. They are the Identification Register Bill 2022 and the Cayman Islands Identification Card Bill 2022 as well. And here's some of the narrative in relation to this. It says that the Ministry of Investment, Innovation and Social Development is delighted to report that Cabinet has approved 2 legislative bills, the Identification Register Bill and the Cayman Islands Identification Card Bill, which have been published today in the Legislation Gazette. And there's a quote here: building upon the proud pioneering heritage of the Cayman Islands, the National Digital ID and its underlying suite of systems and technologies will firmly launch the Cayman Islands into the 21st century. It is an enabling innovation that will truly modernize governance and transform how Cayman Islands residents transact with government and businesses. This is a quote coming from Minister the Honorable Andre Ebanks, the Minister with responsibility for investment, innovation, and social development. Ms. Tamara Ebanks, the acting chief officer in the ministry, is quoted as saying the National Digital ID program will aid greatly in retaining and augmenting the competitiveness of the Cayman Islands as a globally respected financial services and innovation center of excellence. It will enhance government's capability to serve its customers or residents with proven technology utilized with great success. She also noted, chief amongst the benefits of the National Digital Identity for individuals is the elegant simplicity of a single identification document, and the amount of time it will save and hassle it will reduce. We foresee a truly significant reduction in red tape, which will result from a person being treated as the same individual when transacting with numerous government entities. She also goes on to say that the digital identity also provides a necessary framework for future growth and innovation for government, as well as the private sector employment and entrepreneurship. It provides an individual with a measure to prove their identity through a verifiable and secure electronic process. Mr. Ian Tibbetts, the director of the e-government unit responsible for planning and programming and program management of the Digital Identity Initiative, as well as implementing the underlying technology, likened government's commitment to the National Digital ID to its investment in physical infrastructure such as roads, bridges, telecommunications, airport, and public safety. He observed that, and I quote, similar to government's investment in physical infrastructure, its investment in digital infrastructure will be a catalyst for creating a truly connected, modern, and dynamic Cayman Islands. And what is the vision? The vision is a Cayman Islands digital ID and its underlying suite of systems and technologies will launch the Cayman Islands into the 21st century. This government aims to provide an enabling innovation that will truly modernize governance and transfer how the Cayman Islands residents transact with governments and businesses. All fine with that, and we hope that it also eliminates the need for Caymanians, indigenous Caymanians, to provide proof of being Caymanian to employers and to other entities as well. Folks, I want to thank all of you who chose to call in this morning and share your views, your thoughts with us. Sometimes it takes courage to do that, as well, right here in the Cayman Islands. I want to thank all of you who called in. I want to thank all of you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by Pirates Fest 2022. Stay in the know. Get the full event lineup at piratesfestcayman.com.
Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money. From abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Follow Radio Cayman on Twitter. All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Follow us at twitter.com/Radio Cayman.